Okay. I'm starting streaming a little early to make sure things are working. That probably sounded really funny. Um, yeah, I should make a visit to my base. Um, Part-time parsing my inventory. There are my, thingies. Like, what are they called? Frickin' shell piles. The only, um, the only, the only crafted gravity block. One problem with having my mic too close is that it picks up like me like swallowing and stuff, which is kind of uncomfortable. I might be able to adjust my noise gate, or not noise gate, like I might be able to adjust my noise filtering settings and stuff for that. I don't know if the music's loud enough. I could probably turn it up a little bit. There. I'm streaming a little bit early because I've got some very boring stuff to do, mainly just falling down into my base. Here I am. Quick stack. I don't want those feather falls. And then I crafted a couple thousand mud here. Now I begin. Buff. Now I get block swapping. I need to wait for all this to grow into grass. This also means I'm going to need to cut out this outer part so that it all actually becomes grass. Maybe I should have done before drinking the potions. That's fine. I'm gonna need to think of a better entrance for this. The reason I crafted 2,000 mud blocks specifically is because if I did the math right, that should be roughly the amount of blocks I need to do most of this. Or, I guess if I don't need to do the tunnel will be fine. So it's completely unnecessary to craft that many mud blocks. I have even more dirt though, so it doesn't matter. Whoops. Oh, yeah, I can't exactly... I guess... There's nothing of value in here, so I can just do that. Oh, I didn't do that before? I don't know. Sometimes I just forget. It is going to take a second for that to flow. Can I go under it? Yes. There's honey in here. How did that... Gosh dang it. It's a Terraria moment. Liquids in this game are a little weird. Oh, I also left hives here. Well, I mean, there's only a little bit of this in the middle that's problematic. And it can be dealt with easily. It's 1 PM now, isn't it? Yep. So that video I just released. It's a pretty... it's an honestly kind of bad Nova Drift video. I didn't know what I was doing with it. But in the process of doing that, I learned what I'm going to do for the future Nova Drift videos. I'm going to connect that there. Any additional... Yes, I can connect that. And this should be way more than enough space for Plantera's first phase. And now I just need to deal with the honey. I'll let it flow into that. Maybe I should have put that in the center so it doesn't take as long. Or not. Oh. Oh, great. Just don't, please. Like, fuck off. Oh right, I need to craft a chlorophyte hammer. There's still a demon altar in the middle of this thing. For now I can block swap the platforms. What am I doing? Okay, I know what to do here. Go like this. I'm just gonna start making tunnels. I also gotta poke some holes so that the grass can grow through there. Unfortunately, this one's gonna be cut short, but that's fine. I guess I could put mud here so it helps grow. I crafted enough mud to do this without worrying about picking up more mud. I almost just sent a bunch of water down the tunnel. That would have sucked. Oh, it just occurred to me. I can change something. Chat settings, appearance, text size. I can reduce that, and then I can literally just zoom in on the tab so that all the icons are bigger. That's better. That's a much longer tunnel. I'm a little out of practice with Terraria. I haven't actually played it since last stream, so if it looks like I'm a little bit of a noob with the controls compared to normal, that's why. I don't have much to say right now. Not really much going on in chat. At least nothing worthwhile. But I always get a little bit spooked by the twin summon, because they zoom around so much. Or I guess both of these minions, because they can get stuck behind walls. So I'll just like forget they exist for a moment, and then they come zooming in, and I'm like, oh god. And it's just a friendly creature. Also, thinking about it, I should definitely install AVI Demuxer. It's basically just a program that lets you efficiently chop stuff out of videos and stuff. Mostly, if I can, if it has the right functions for it, I'll use it to crop my streams down into just the gameplay part for video editing purposes to make it a little bit more efficient to edit. But if that's not a thing, that's fine. It'll still be useful to have on hand. Okay, so that should be enough on that side. Oh, my feather fall. I started falling intentionally and then let go of S, and then I was still falling. Feather fall ran out. So where was that one Plantera bulb? It was right there. So I'm actually not going to build any tunnels in that area for now, because there's a limit to the amount of space. You really like my Terraria videos? Thanks. I put a lot of effort into them. I do constantly feel like I can improve them, which is, I guess, a good thing, because then I can keep getting better at it. Right now, I'm just working on setting up an arena and stuff. Oh. The reason I'm not worrying about like picking up mud blocks that I haven't crafted is that I crafted like 2,000 mud blocks before this, which is more than enough to get anything I want to done. Which is just building these little platforms, which are just to grow Plantera bulbs. Because I am not going to beat this first try. I can tell that much. How long does it take on average to film one? And okay, For DPS testing, I'm not very good at, like, optimizing builds, so I'm not gonna do any, like, dedicated, like, DPS testing videos. Because... I also just don't really like doing that kind of stuff very much, and others probably do it way better. And actually probably enjoy doing it more. My average challenge run, I have no idea, to be honest. It varies extremely wildly depending on what challenge. Like this one, the one I'm working on right now, I have been working on the... I can reload the world in a minute, but it's something like 70 hours already. And I'm only post-max. And so far, I only really do challenge runs, but I've been doing regular playthroughs between challenge runs just to get used to the game played normally. And the if I manage to get around to doing Summoner before 1.4.5, I'll do Summoner before and after 1.4.5, and then I can tell like what has changed about the Summoner class from 1.4.5. And I plan on learning how to speedrun Terraria at some point. And then I've also got like some like individual challenge fights. Alright, I have some ideas for them. The only one I have like in mind right now is Duke Fishron and Betsy at the same time, which is a lot less ridiculous than it sounds, to be honest. Old One's army armor and stuff goes hard. It would be smart to do that, but it would also be smart. If I'm doing challenge runs between my normal playthroughs, if I do a Summoner run before 1.4.5, I can, like, feel out how it is right now. And then also do one afterwards to see how it has changed. Just hopefully... I don't know, I'll figure out what I'm doing based on how fast I'm going with Terraria stuff, because I'm also trying to, like, make videos on other things. The first new game I'm introducing to my channel is Nova Drift, because it recently got a non-endless mode, which is nice. But I'm actually gonna play endless for videos next time, because I have a much more cohesive plan for a Nova Drift video, or like the general video structure, because like a Terraria playthrough like has a defined like structure for videos where like you've kind of got the early game, whatever nonsense you do in the mid game. Or, like, there are different stages of progression that are easy to separate out. But Nova Drift is a lot harder to do that with. This fairy's gonna annoy me to death. I'm gonna go over here just to... Oh, there goes my holy protection. There's a jungle slime in that wall. I need to sneeze. Oh no. There's a mimic. I'm kind of cornered. I'm gonna have to get out of this. Why are there so many hornets? Okay, I'm just gonna, like, make this into a tunnel for more Plantera wolves. Oh, that's one thing. I need to craft walls so I can wall off all the Plantera bulb spawning spots so that I can, like, actually use them instead of just getting killed. The one problem with Holy Protection is a little hard to see past it. There are 3 of me. Do I have a favorite class? It's hard to say. Each class has weapons I like, and weapons I don't like. I like Summoner because it, like, the mechanics are the most, like, engaging to play with, to me. But then also, like, Mage has some pretty fun weapons, and then, like, Ranged is nice, but then also Melee is fun. So kind of all of them, but, like, I don't know, it's... I can't choose favorites very easily. That's not something I'm good at. Yeah, one thing I can talk about is, I've got a stream layout plan. I learned how to use OBS profiles today, so I can actually just, like, I can swap my recording and stuff to different resolutions and bit rates really easily, which is important because for the stream layout I would need to stream at 1440p. Oh, ow, I just punched my mic. I would need to stream and record at 1440p so that I can have my game window at still at 1080p untouched without having to, like, make it lower quality. I'm not multitasking very well right now. But I can make my game window... Or I can have my game window and... also the stream layout without having to, like, compromise on anything. I'm gonna reload the world now. 76 hours! That is how long this playthrough has been going. Oh, I need some of the minions. You know what? I'm building a door here. Oh, wooden door, sure. So this honey should officially be gone. Yes. So I can finally remove this. What are some of my favorite weapons? Whips are pretty cool, just in general. The Mega Shark is pretty fun. It's a very satisfying weapon to use to me. It goes burr. True Excalibur, Starlight, Nebula Arcanum. Trying to think of any other. The Horseman's Blade. Just listing all of my, like, favorite-ish weapons. Once again, I can't pick one favorite. Also, I think this tunnel is going to be done for now. I'll try to do some of Plantera's second phase in the main arena, so I can clean up these dressers. If you didn't know, dressers, even with nothing in them, will still be immune to explosions. So I was using them to catch my explosives and filter liquids off to the sides. so that while digging the tunnel, I wouldn't get any liquids mixing with my lava pool, which is there to stop enemies from spawning. Now, one thing is I need to remove a couple of hive blocks here, which should be pretty easy. I didn't even have to deal with bees. I'm gonna wait for the liquid to flow, because I think when, what's it called? When liquids get stuck in a block that doesn't have any blocks to the side of it, they will just, like, flow out if you reload the world during, one of the things Terraria does when it loads worlds is settles all the liquids, so, like, any liquid that's midair or trapped in a block gets dealt with. And liquids can actually flow out of blocks they're trapped in during that stage. At least that's my understanding of it, based on observation. Did I make this a block low over here? I'm gonna grapple to this. I did. It doesn't matter. One block is not going to be life or death in like 95% of Plantera fights. I need to update OBS, I think, because my current version of OBS... I don't know if it's fixed, actually. There's a bug where when you're tabbed out, your custom hotkeys sometimes don't register. It's extremely annoying, but I don't know. I don't know if it's fixed in newer versions of OBS or if it's just a problem. But it makes my mute hotkey very inconsistent. I don't know why I was placing a mod there, it doesn't need it at all. This is like a prime area for Plantera build business, so I might as well use it. I should bridge off to the side before I let any of these hornets through. One of the weird things about Summoner is that like spiders take complete priority over the twins, so I can delete all of my twin summons with spiders, but then I can't do the same thing in reverse with the twin summon. I'll only ever get one. I don't know why it's like that, but it is. Yeah, it's not a huge deal. There's another mimic down there. The jungle's a really good place to farm mimics, it seems, if you can find like a bunch of blocks that are suitable for mimics to spawn on. And maybe not jungle enemies. Oh, that thing. Okay, it doesn't quite return. Oh, that one does. I'm gonna whip it away though. They take a tiny amount of knockback, and that's apparently enough to redirect them. I don't remember summoning my sentry. Probably because I did it like 1 second ago and just didn't realize it. I'm hopefully not going to get bonked by this thing. I'm glad I blocked that off. I would have gotten hit. I'd only lose Holy Protection. Pallet Armor is going to be the armor set for the entire rest of the run, for just existing in the world. because one hit every 30 seconds is way more than any other armor set in the game can give me when I have 100 max HP. Because this is legendary mode where enemies... If I survive a hit, it was probably a weak projectile. And there are just too many, there's too broad of a range of damage values to worry about to be able to really, like, for building defense to be worth it just existing in the world. It was different in pre-hard mode when stuff, like, hit for a somewhat slightly normal amount of damage, but now that I'm in hard mode, it's kind of pointless to build defense for normal enemies. But, against bosses, I'm going to be building defense. I'm going to have to use mostly or all warding for a lot of them, because that will put me just outside of one-shot range for some of their attacks. Which is kind of brutal. Like for the Moonlord, I'm either going to have one menacing accessory or zero. It depends on if I need Ale to get True Excalibur to consistently stop the Moonlord from healing. But I need to stop thinking about Moonlord and start thinking about Plantera. Oh, yeah, the bare minimum build struggle. That is one I am familiar with. Oh. Also a really weak Hornet, died in like 2 hits. Also, I need to remove these torches. I can't have anything on the bottom 2 rows, because that's where the Plantera bulbs will be trying to grow. Let's do this. Actually, no, I shouldn't be doing this yet, because the grass from the left side hasn't joined. Okay, this is a pretty good spawning area. So I'm gonna go back down here. I can make one down here. That's a really good idea. These are rows for bulbs. I crafted like 2,000 mud before this, so I wouldn't have to worry about picking up mud. I just jumped directly into lava. I should move that so I don't do that again. Oh. I expected that jungle bat to die. Oh well. Thankfully I'm like literally right here and I don't need my potions anymore. Pick that up. Graveyards are ugly. Get over here. Okay, I know it's... So one of the problems this playthrough is actually Plantera. because I am not fast enough to just, like, outmaneuver Plantera's second phase. And, I have no good weapons for Plantera's second phase, because either I get a lot of reflected projectiles to the face because of legendary mode, or, I do terrible DPS, or I have awful range, or some combination of those three. And I've decided the best bet is Chlorophyte Shotbow, which has pretty bad DPS for me, because I don't have much in the way of damage bonuses. And, Holy Arrows just miss because I don't have a quiver. So I'm not doing very much damage. And, the second phase, whether or not I can avoid it in a reasonably sized arena is dependent entirely on RNG. Because the general plan is to sit just outside of Plantera's range, and every time she moves one of her hooks, move just outside of her range again. And that's just to try to spend as much time as possible, or just to move around the arena as slowly as possible and keep all of her hooks bunched up to reduce her range of motion. Make it so you can, like, safely exist. But I just can't do that consistently, because sometimes she just leaves one of her hooks on the opposite side of the arena, like 200 blocks away, and doesn't move it, and that gives her free reign over literally the entire arena, and then I die. And that's like if she makes like a Y shape with her hooks, where one of them's across the arena, one of them's above me, and one of them's below me, and then I'm just dead. And the only way to recover from that is to magically weave through her nonsense, which is... I'm not likely to pull that off in the moment. Especially with just wings for mobility. But thankfully there is such thing as a vertical tunnel, which I built upwards because knockback will knock me upwards, so... I want to avoid... The purpose of this tunnel is to be able to go up, and knockback won't interrupt my gaining of distance. And I'm gonna try to do some of phase 2 in this box, because it would be safer. Or the tunnel isn't right now, I think, isn't long enough to actually complete phase 2, just with my current stuff. So I'd want to do some of phase 2 in the arena, and then escape as soon as I can. Do I prefer Corruption or Crimson? I don't know. I recently learned the ins and outs of the Brain of Cthulhu. It was at the beginning of this run, like, in June. I spent a solid few hours learning how to fight that boss. It's certainly a boss of all time. That's all I really have to say about it. You have to, like, move really slowly, and then, like, not move at all vertically. As much as you want to move basically as little as possible while still hitting all of the creepers and not getting hit by the brain itself. And every time it teleports, you need to be as close to still as you can get. Because if you're moving at much speed at all, especially vertically, it will just teleport directly on top of you sometimes and pretty much kill you immediately. In my case, it definitely would kill me immediately because it does 180 damage. But Legendary Eater of Worlds is equally disgusting for completely different reasons. It has... if you... What other tips do I have? I could probably say a lot. So are there any, like, specific bosses you want me to focus on? Because I can ramble a lot about bosses. This tunnel is, like, 99% spawn-proof, so I can literally just, like, I can stare at chat. Duke Fishron? Okay. one of the big things with a lot of bosses is to move diagonally a lot, because most enemies, like Duke Fishron's dashes, and like the twins, and a lot of other stuff that flies, I guess like the Moonlord, their movement is the same speed in any direction, so if they're going up and to the right, they're going the same speed as if they're going straight to the right. But your character, your vertical and horizontal movement are separate. So if you're moving just to the right, you're moving slower than if you're also moving up or down and all the way to the right. So your diagonals are kind of faster, and that can help with avoiding the dashes. And then, so in the first phase, Duke Fishron will do 5 shorter dashes, and then shoot bubbles, and then do 5 shorter dashes, and then spawn tornadoes, and then just repeat until he gets to phase 2. With that, you want to try to have the tornadoes land on the edge of your arena. So you start the fight on one edge of the arena, the bubbles happen in the middle, you keep moving in the same direction, and then when he's doing the tornado attack, you're on the edge, and then you turn around and go away from the tornadoes. And then hopefully, when he's doing the bubble attack again, you're in the middle again. But in phase 2, it's different, because instead of spawning tornadoes and them just like falling and then hitting the ground and appearing, Duke Fishron shoots a homing projectile that, when it hits you, spawns the tornado. So you want it to be doing... in phase 2, you want Duke Fishron to do the tornado attack in the middle, so that when you reach the edge of the arena and turn around, the tornado hits you and then you can run away from it. Or the tornado spawning thing hits you. Hopefully the tornado itself doesn't. And then also, having your platforms vertically spaced apart at least 60 blocks is good, because the phase 2 tornadoes, which are bigger, are 57 blocks tall. So by having your platforms 60 blocks apart, you can guarantee that only one platform layer is affected by a tornado. And then phase 3 is just 1 dash, teleports behind you, 2 dashes, teleports behind you, 3 dashes, teleports behind you, repeat until death. And to figure out behind you, Duke Fishron will teleport opposite to where he was. So if he's on your left side, he'll go to the right. On the right side, go to the left. It doesn't matter which direction your character is facing. One kind of hilarious way to do phase 3 Duke Fishron is to use a parry item like the Sergeant United shield. And then each time he's about to dash, you hold the direction he's currently in. So if he's on my right side, I'm holding right, and then right as he's about to hit me, hold right click. And then if he's going to dash again, face the other way and hold right click. You gotta wait a little bit between them. The timings are a little tricky, but if you get them down, it's a very funny way to kill Duke Fishron's 3rd phase really fast. And pretty safely, because you don't have to move. But if you don't want to use like a parry or whatever, moving vertically helps a lot. The slime mount or a queen slime mount are really good for it. Also, I just built this vertical rail, which is just a grapple to restore my flight time, because I'm going to be going up here a lot. Okay, what am I doing? What time is it? 1:40. Cool. I've been streaming for about 45 minutes. I don't know what to do right now, because I've got this sorted. I just need to wait, I guess, for Plantera bulbs. Oh, lovely. There are creatures in here. I'll let the sentry take care of them. Do these all have grass on them? I'm gonna put plant. Okay, then while I'm down here, I might as well, Put you on fire so I can do this safely. I'm pretty sure Plantera bulbs still spawn in this area. I guess I'll find out. I can see if a Plantera bulb shows up. Actually, I can just check the wiki page. Search wall. Okay, there's no mention of walls on the Plantera bulb wiki page, so I assume Plantera bulbs can spawn in front of safe walls, but oh well. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm much more capable of defending myself than I was in no equipment slots legendary mode, so I can just let enemies spawn in there and deal with them. Ideally, I wouldn't like just face tank them though. I'm gonna adjust how I'm sitting a little bit. My chair is very squeaky. It's kind of awkward. I'm gonna uncraft those walls. What's this? Also, the one uncrafted item I use in this playthrough that like actually matters at all is herb seeds, and this is the alternative to spending dozens of hours walking around in biomes picking stuff up, which would take kind of forever, and the stuff I use potions for, it's like, it would be worth using potions anyway. So that, all that is really accomplishing is cutting a bunch of time off the run in an area where it would be very uninteresting to do it without. Why did I set up a rail? Since this is crafted items only, you don't craft pylons, so you can't use them. Yeah, it's and the rail is also just useful in general. I'll often build one of these just in a regular playthrough, because you can get around you can get to like a really weird specific parts of the world a lot faster. Also, I muted a minute ago while I was on the rail to eat some of the raspberries I brought up here. Okay, well, I'm at my base. I can quick stack all the nonsense. I have 92 gold in my inventory, which I didn't realize. The money isn't very useful in this playthrough, because, like, the only important thing I buy is dynamite, and I have a lifetime supply of it at this point. So it doesn't matter. Oh, I have 2 worms. I should craft those into enchanted night crawlers. That's one thing that happened this playthrough. To get hard mode ores, I couldn't just use the Pwn Hammer to break demon altars. I had to fish for crates using I got worms from by shimmering a worm statue, and then I crafted them into enchanted night crawlers to do the fishing. I used a lot of crate potions and stuff, and I only fished up titanium crates so that I could guarantee I'd get so I could guarantee I'd get enough hard mode ores. Oh my god. I can die. I can finally do it. You know what? I'm gonna go on a little altar breaking spree. Actually, I'm only gonna break 3 of them. And then I might as well grab all of it, because I can make a magic damage maximization build. I don't know if it's useful, but I might as well craft some stuff. Oh, and I should show you my main arena because it's actually kind of cool. Um, so my standard arenas are always just vertical stacks of minecart rails spaced 15 blocks apart, which gives enough space to like have time to cancel the hook to get the hook boost properly, and then also dense enough that you can do it in pretty much any direction you need to, more or less. But at the bottom here, I have dressers. I had to place the dressers first because you can pour lava onto dressers without destroying them, but you can't place them directly in lava. And the purpose of this is they make the blocks underneath immune to bombs, but they're cheap. And then I can stand on them, and then it's also spawn proof. So Skeletron Prime couldn't blow up my arena. This Demon Altar was actually the limiting factor for how much arena I could build. I'm not going to destroy it because it doesn't. It serves a purpose. It's also bomb proof, and you can kind of see some of the carnage of the world that I was blowing up for this. This arena will also be used for Moonlord and maybe Lunatic Cultist, depending on if I can kite him over here or not. Or if I even need it. I should pay attention to where I'm going. There are a lot of thorns up here. You can tell I haven't really like been up here much recently. Just by the amount of thorns. Okay, but after I break 2 more altars, I'm just gonna shimmer the hammer, because I don't need it for anything and I want the chlorophyte stored. You love my arena designs? Thanks. My arenas are weird. Sometimes I spend like a lot of effort making them nice. I got the classic hard mode ores. This can just live in my inventory. Hi! How many times have I killed Tim? Cavern layer enemy. 16. I've killed 16 Tims. You'd think Tim would go extinct eventually, but I guess not. There are a lot of them. I might as well... Oh! So, I'm actually coming up on some, one of the biggest things that I had to do this playthrough. Just based on sheer physical size. You'll see it momentarily. Oh, hi. I'm so glad I have Hallowed Armor now. Because that would have just outright killed me. You kind of see it on the mini-map. Oh, I did not mean to grapple there. Well, anyway, yeah, this is, I removed the entire left half of hell. I had to do this for the Wall of Flesh. It's what held up pre-hard mode for so long. I have no other way of moving fast enough to defeat the Wall of Flesh. And so, to get an idea of how low my DPS was, I was doing about 130 DPS, and in Legendary, the Wall of Flesh has 28,560 HP. So I did the math, and if I get 100% DPS uptime, I would kill the Wall of Flesh after traveling 3,586 blocks. But because I have to shoot the Hungry sometimes, because eventually one will detach and attack me, because it got hit by stray shots, and sometimes I have to shoot in front of me to prevent fire imps teleporting onto shadow chests killing me, I built 4,000. And I want to show you where the Wall of Flesh died and where the rail ends. And you have to keep in mind that the Wall of Flesh's peak speed is it's either 42 or 48 miles per hour in For the Worthy. So Yeah, I built little funny warnings for when the chests were going to show up, because if a fire imp teleported on one of those and I didn't shoot it, it would shoot me in the face and kill me instantly. I have a very good plan for this part of the video. It's going to use... Uh... Oh my god. That scared me. Oh, okay. But yeah, so this is where the ball of flesh died. And this is where the rail ends. So yeah, there was no leeway, and that I only survived that because uh I only survived that because I swapped to all menacing accessories in the middle of the fight. I had all warding on at first to maximize or to make the beginning of the fight safer. Because at the beginning of the fight, I'd have to speed up and slow down to actually avoid the lasers, even with the eyes spread out that much. And that was obviously kind of risky. I'm going to take a break shortly, because I kind of need it. And this VOD will actually go on my VOD channel because I swapped some audio channels around, so hopefully you can still hear the music that I'm playing, but also I can upload it directly to YouTube without needing to remove the music beforehand, because I'm using a feature called the Twitch VOD track that basically just the music is only audible on stream. Once this becomes the Twitch VOD on Twitch, you actually won't hear the music in it. And this is just so I don't have to deal with copyright bullshit, particularly with like Undertale and Deltarune music, which are... That water just made a lava particle. Undertale and Deltarune soundtrack have copyright problems that they're not supposed to have. It's unfortunate, but I can just avoid it entirely. Well, anyway, I came here because I have a mob farm down here. This is how I got the money for all that dynamite, which I'm probably never going to use. And then I'm going to keep that money for any future stuff, which is probably almost nothing. Oh, that is not the right way. I'm going to be like 70% dead when I get over here. Anyway. Space. Yes, I can sleep here. And then I can put my spider sentry on top. And now I go mute. Okay, I'll be back. I don't know how long. It won't be very long. Okay, I'm back now. Looking pretty good over here. But the underworld clearing project took, I don't exactly know, but probably something at around 10 to 15 hours. It was a lot faster than minimum kills, because in minimum kills I had to like dodge enemies constantly and I couldn't safely use dynamite or anything. But here I could just throw sticky dynamite, which made things a whole lot faster. During that short break I got up, used the bathroom, stretched a little, ate a few more of the raspberries I took up here. What? Right, I was gonna sell the excess loot I can't actually use for anything. Okay. You know what would be funny? If once I got this to the point where I can just like sit AFK and wait for Plantera bulbs to grow, I just boot up another game. I would have to like host multiplayer for it to not pause when I tab out. But I can just like hide the game, give it a 75 character long password of complete random characters, and have that work. Okay. I assume this is... Oh, it's different from the surface. On the surface, safe walls prevent plants like this from growing. But I guess not here. I have the rainbow rod, I should have this thing out. Because it can take care of enemies around walls. I guess... Oh, I don't have mud with me. I guess I can just dig tunnels without replacing anything. I did not think through my order of operations there. That's good. So the reason I even came up with crafted items only is because like a lot of people have beaten no crafting, and I wanted to come up with something a little bit more unique than that. And I figured doing crafted items only would be more unique. It does require some like more clear rules, which I will figure out a good way to word for the video. But basically, if it comes from this menu, crafted at either a station I crafted or by hand, then it's fine. And Shimmer does not count as crafting. Instead, Shimmer is treated like the same thing as like mining blocks or killing enemies, where I can use, or not use, I can craft with the items that come from that, but I can't like use them directly, so if an enemy dropped a yo-yo or something, I can't just use it. But if an enemy dropped souls and I crafted that into a yo-yo, that would work. Do I have any other ideas? Well, I'm gonna do no crafting after this. I'm gonna have some fun editing that and kind of like... I'm gonna make it kind of like a parallel to this, where, like I'm gonna use similar songs for certain bosses and stuff. Aside from that, I don't have any other good, like, straight-up challenge ideas. Actually, let me check. I have, like, a file with a bunch of notes. The only other good one I have, or one that's worth any time at all, is Get Fixed Boy, but starting with every boss, including the lunatic cultists, dead, and not being allowed to kill any bosses. And beating the Moonlord in that situation. basically just get fixed boy with the worst possible start. Because, among other things, enemies scale throughout the game on difficulties above classic. And the two levels where the 2 points where enemies actually gain a bunch of stats are once you defeat the Wall of Flesh and once you defeat Plantera. And that world will start with both of those two defeated. Okay, so I don't have a way through here, do I? I could always just... Oh, my spider got in. So over here, there's plenty of space. There's nowhere down here to mine out blocks to make tunnels. Or, I guess... This tunnel is the term I'm using for the arena, so... I should come up with something better. Plantera bulb gardens, I guess. Oh! I guess here's a place where I can do that. Why didn't I do this earlier? I think I came up here and then forgot what I was doing. I tend to forget what I'm doing a lot. Or do what I'm doing for way too long and, like... Yesterday, I, like, fixated on something for, like, 8 hours by accident. Which was, not exactly ideal, because I got nothing else done. And then I had to kind of rush the Nova Drift video a little bit because I wanted to get it done. I didn't really know what I was doing, so I didn't, like, rushing it didn't really affect its quality too much. And I did still figure out a better plan for future Nova Drift videos. Which is, for one, I'll play an endless so that there's more to work with. And then instead of showing just the entire run, I'll show, like, interesting bits and pieces from, each stage and, like, all the important upgrades I'm taking. And then, like, each boss fight and any other, like, scary waves. And then once I hit endless, it'll just be, like, highlights of, like, crazy moments and stuff, and then I eventually die. And then that's the video. So it'll probably be more like a hopefully still like 16 minutes of video, but like much denser and higher quality. There's no grass over here. It's chlorophyte. Oh well. Oh god, my brain is slowing down. It's just that I've hit the point where I can't just continue to work on this because there are obstructions, like having to wait for Plantera bulbs to spawn. So it's kind of hard to like get excited about it. Oh, there's a turtle there. Turtles do like 8 times my max HP. There's no chance of surviving a turtle hit if I don't have holy protection. Whenever I hear a mimic get damaged, I always like instinctually like prepare for a biomimic to come flying from off screen to kill me. But it's in the jungle, it's just regular mimics. I don't need to worry about becoming the contents of a slightly alive chest. Is there more I want to show? Not really. Like, there's not that much else going on in this world right now. There's gonna be a lot of waiting. I can go to spawn, because spawn is relatively safe as compared to the underground jungle. This is fine, I guess. So yeah, there's that arena. There's the brand new Cthulhu arena, which is... it has platforms because I didn't have wings, so it would be dumb to not have platforms. Skeletron arena is pretty small because you don't really need much arena for them. Ocean is untouched, except I've harvested a bunch of coral. I use that for sonar potions. I messed around with the dungeon a bit. I tried to make a mob farm, but it didn't work. But I eventually just flattened this out, and I'm going to use this as the area to get ectoplasm immediately after killing Plantera, which is the only other quote-unquote weapon upgrade I get, is Spectre Armor, which is a pretty powerful armor set. It has its set bonus with the mask can store 1500 burst damage, and then also that stockpile restores at 400 per second, so it's basically just plus 400 DPS, and then an additional amount for when you have to stop attacking with a magic weapon to regen mana. And I've explored a decent amount of the jungle. This arena looks a little bit unfortunate. I'll call it an upside down hammer. I found the temple while making corruption barriers. I tried to match them up with a hard mode V, but I missed on this side. It spawned literally perfectly to the left of it. But I have recontained it. It looks sketch. Like, this looks scary, but it's perfectly safe. If it wasn't perfectly safe, I'm pretty sure it would have reached spawn by now. And then everything to the right of this line, underground, is safe from corruption. Because this was already here in pre-hard mode. And then I added this because I wanted a better surface halo. So yeah, this entire section of the world is corruption-free because this cave is what blocks it off. And then everything to the left of here, there's this little corner, I had to bite out of it, is safe from halo and corruption. Not that it matters. And then this thing, this random strip of jungle, is simultaneously a mob farm and it's simultaneously a jungle mob farm, which is relevant, I'll get to in a second, and a backup jungle. I was worried that the Crimson and hard mode might land on my jungle, and I have no way of fixing that at all. So I would be screwed if the Crimson landed on it, so I made a little backup jungle all the way over here that was isolated from the rest of it, just by building a giant mud strip and then waiting for it to grow. And then this mob farm, the reason it's useful is because two jungle enemies, derplings and giant flying foxes, drop grapes, which are used to craft grape juice, which is the literal only source of greater food buff I have that's at all sustainable. The only other option is Golden Delight, which is obviously not exactly a great option. And unfortunately, just a few blocks above that is where wyverns start spawning. So if I jump slightly too hard in there, I can get eaten by a wyvern. Let's use my mute hotkey because I was eating again. Trying a different approach. Instead of taking a longer break in the middle of my stream and actually, like, having a proper meal, I'm just trying snacking throughout. And I think it works better for me. I think it works better for me because, Uh, my brain kind of resets when I have food. And if I've been streaming, that usually entails being really tired, which is not great for the remainder of the stream. I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna have a couple of mud blocks in the first slot in my inventory, and then this crafted stack elsewhere. And I'm hoping that mud blocks I break will get picked up in this slot, while this slot is left untouched. Make it a nice clean number. And that way it's a little bit more efficient. And I don't need to worry about keeping track of roughly how many mud blocks I've placed to not use ones picked up from the world. Oh, there's one more feature in this world. I built a cavern rail spanning the central third of the world. It was very useful in early hard mode, but now accomplishes nothing because it spawns enemies frequently. So unless I move along it slowly, I am likely to die, which just makes it not very useful. I don't actually have enough hallowed bars right now to craft True Excalibur and have my hallowed armor and Durendal and stuff, so after Plantera, once I have my Spectre armor, I'm going to be killing the Destroyer again. The Rainbow Rod with Spectre armor will tear it to pieces. And then, I also need even more hallowed bars after that for, Pumpkin Moon medallions. Because, unlike the Frost Moon, the Pumpkin Moon's wing drops are in, like, in the form of an item you have to combine with, what's it called? An item you have to combine with Souls of Flight, which makes it actually usable, and that wing upgrade compared to, like, Spectre wings is huge. It's the difference between, like, having to set up really precisely for the Moonlord's death rate and being able to just fly over it. And the difference between them is the post-Plantera wings have 166% vertical multiplier, and the Pumpkin Moon ones have 180%. I really wish there was a way to do this part faster. Because at this point I am literally watching grass grow. I guess I forgot that I was building. I could work on it while I wait, I guess. Terraria is a game where you can wait faster. It's kind of funny. Sleeping is 4 times speed, but you're not doing anything else in the process. So it's good for just, like, pure waiting. But if you have, like, anything worth doing, like, here, I'm going to be building up. Let's... Yes, okay, the mud block, the item slots are working the way I wanted to. Watching paint dry. Watching water evaporate. I don't know. I'm kind of out of things to say. I could also do fishing, which is probably smart, because I'm going to need a huge pile of potions for later anyway, because I'm probably going to get squished by Golem like 400 times. That is an exaggeration, hopefully. The only boss I'm more scared of than Plantera in this playthrough is Golem. And Golem is the only other thing where I have to use an item that isn't crafted because of the Lizard Power Cell. But it actually used to have a crafting recipe in the old 3DS version of the game. So I'm gonna, like, set aside those materials just for fun, but I'm still gonna use the ones dropped from enemies and stuff. I'm not gonna invest more materials for every attempt, because that's just a waste of time at that point. It'll just be like a funny little, like, this was a thing at some point. It doesn't matter here, but this was a thing. I still have a builder potion. I didn't really notice that I've kind of stopped dying. Like, playing Terraria normally is going to feel so easy after this, because I'll be able to get hit and not just explode. It's gonna be so nice. Because, like, right now, if I get hit, I just turn into a red mist instantly. And then also I am completely mastering the art of using a grappling hook to boost around. You'd think, by the end of no equipment slots where I, had to use it as, like, my only mobility, I'd be, like, unstoppable with it, but I still miss grapples frequently enough to die. It happened quite a few times in, practicing the twins fight. Which I spent a long time practicing the twins with pre-mech gear, but decided it just wasn't worth it because there's one laser in Retinazer's Phase 2 attack cycle that would consistently kill me. Everything else would just miss, except for that one gosh darn laser. But with post-mech gear, I can actually afford to just circumvent that laser entirely by instead tanking a different laser slightly after it. Or no, not after, slightly before it, which let me get into position to not be hit by the laser that was killing me. And because of the sheer strength of the Mega Shark, I could literally afford to take the damage. The barrage laser I was tanking was doing 30 to 40 damage per hit, and the laser I was avoiding by doing that was doing like 90. So I could afford like 3 or 4 cycles. I guess 4 or 5 cycles because of regen. I can afford 4 or 5 cycles of what's it called? I could afford 4 or 5 cycles of that tanking, and it only took 3 cycles to kill. And then once Spasmatism was singled out, it was a cakewalk, basically, as long as you don't, like, screw up and get hit. But it's pretty easy to avoid once that happens, because I found a strat where if I am high up enough to fall continuously while Spasmatism is dashing, I could do like a little bit of a wiggle, where as Spasmatism continues dashing, it starts going more and more and more to the side until it goes completely sideways on the last one, which gives me a good opportunity to get away. It was a very clean fight. And then Skeletron Prime was kind of an RNG fest, but like a weak sauce RNG fest, because literally the only thing I would have to do is survive long enough to kill the Prime Laser, and then the rest of the fight was basically free, because I have Pallet Armor, which can just negate the occasional hit. And the occasional hit was all I was taking. And the Mega Shark with Crystal Bullets was very safe to use. Plantera is not going to be the same story, though, because the fight only really starts in Phase 2. And Phase 2 is when my DPS becomes dog water. There's a hive over here. Shh. I have a stupid idea. Let's see if I can find a larva. I can. Go, go, go. Okay, I'm taking that hit. Oh, You're spooky. This is just for fun. What is happening? I want to catch a mana star. Sure, why not? I don't know why I did that. Nice. Yoink. I might as well, right? Like, no reason not to. And now I have access to vials of venom because the witch doctor will arrive. Once Plantera is defeated, at least. Which is, actually useful. I could just buy venom arrows to use most of the time for their damage over time and really high velocity. Because I have so much money, I can just buy them in bulk. They're practically free. Especially compared to Ichor arrows, which I need to go kill enemies for. Also, I have to say, like, Queen Bee's sounds are cool, but they're very good at jump scaring. And that's probably intentional. Hello. It's been a while since I've seen you, because last time I really streamed actively at all was RoboCraft, which I have since completely stopped playing. I'm currently just setting up a huge Plantera bulb thing, because I'm going to be waiting for a lot of Plantera bulbs. Yeah, Terraria is on Steam. I don't remember the price off the top of my head, but I think it's like 15 bucks. It's definitely worth a try, because yeah. Uh-oh. Wow, an Uzi. That's not the first Uzi drop I've gotten in this playthrough. Of all the runs to get an Uzi drop, why crafted items only? Or I can't use it at all. I think this is probably the most unhinged challenge run I've done, because it's, like, no equipment slots, like, you still get good weapons, and, like, you can, like, do things, like, semi-normally, like, you can just place blocks, like, that's something you can do. But in this playthrough, I have to make sure I'm choosing the correct blocks and stuff. Because I don't want to place blocks I didn't craft. This is going pretty well. There's a random bug statue. Cool. Ooh! Nice, one of my tunnels grew a bulb. So things are going well. Gotta place the things. There's one RoboCraft video I still want to make. Basically just kind of using the last bits of footage that I wanted to make videos out of, but never got the chance to. Mostly because of school and being like 1000% burnt out at the time. Yeah, I'm doing a lot better now. Especially like the past week or so, I've been feeling a lot better. Part of that is because I'm finally mostly recovered from getting my wisdom teeth removed, so I just got out of feeling funky for a while. Okay, so there's a bulb here, this bulb here. So I got 2 attempts stored up so far. I should go down to the main part of the arena and build more. And I can put as many doors as I want on this side without having to risk enemies showing up. I need to stop relying on smart cursor. Oh. I set an alarm at the start of the stream for an hour and something minutes in, around an hour and 30 minutes in, just so that I don't go too long without taking a break, because that will screw me up pretty badly. That being said, I should stop and set a second one. I'm going to set it for 45 minutes from now. Okay. Oh, hi. Another instance of, It's kind of funny when a man-eater shows up and then just barely doesn't eat me. Tries to give me a haircut. Oh. Another one. Just a little snowflake thingy that spawns when I, Does the cool whip thing benefit from tag damage? I'm gonna find out, actually. It's dealing 15 damage. It's not attacking this enemy. Let's try again. It's not. Okay. It does not benefit from tag damage. I was curious. Smart cursor's unreliable with walls around. I need to rebind my zoom keys. Hold on, do I have anything bound to brackets? I don't. Cool. Now I can zoom in. So for the sake of being aware of nearby enemies, I'm gonna go out. Zoom out. I'll leave that little nubbin of grass for now. I'll let that grow. Looking connected here. Look at how many enemies are stuck up there. Oh, I did not mean to break that block. Holy protection saving my ass. I haven't checked Discord or the comments on the video that came up. I should really go do that. Ow. That's surprisingly only like my second death today. I've died 369 times. Okay, time to play flawlessly for the entire rest of the playthrough. I was working over here. Oh, hi. One of these guys. They're probably one of the more dangerous enemies down here, because they're one of the few that can go through blocks. Worms also exist, but Cool Whip kills them like instantly. Or if it doesn't kill them instantly, they're so... They're taking a ton of damage over time, and they'll just die anyway. I got lucky that Skeleton Archer hit the ceiling. Remember to have teapots. Or teacups. Oh geez, that's a lot of projectiles. Okay, I'm about to run out of mud blocks that I crafted. And I've mined like 2,000. The nature of working on stuff underground. I'm going to wall myself off and take a look. There's a bulb up here. There's one here. Hopefully there will be one up here soon. I can also look in the nearby area for more bulbs. Particularly like over here. There's one right here actually. So then, I guess the strat would be to break the bulb and then just have a spawn point inside of the arena that I can teleport to. I'm gonna go to my base. I'm gonna grab some Spelunker potions, some fishing potions, and like some other stuff. Hold on. I just muted for a second because I was eating stuff. I'm gonna grab some fishing and mining stuff. I'm gonna grab a... whatever potions I feel I most need. Actually, hang out here for a sec. Grapes. Okay, that's all I'm gonna grab. Yeah, I'm gonna mine up some adamantite for the thing later. Are there any other good things I can make? I'm gonna have honeycomb. I guess I'll see if there's anything good I can craft with it. Well, I guess this is the honeycomb and beeswax is the actual material. Anything good? Nope. Not at all. I guess I'm just gonna sell it. Okay, I'm a little low on endurance potions. So I need to craft more of those. So yeah, I'm gonna do just like 8 minutes of fishing or whatever. Where are my fishing potions? I guess I don't have any, I didn't craft them. I was looking for mining potion and spelunker, which is near the top. I'm also gonna bring some ale. I might as well just fish over here. There's a bat that I gotta watch out. Why did I don't need crate potions. And I have no reason to care about their ingredients either. I'm just here for armored cave fish. My overall opinion on Terraria is that it's a pretty good game. It has some really awkward rough spots, and like there are a lot of random things I don't like about it, but there are also a lot of random things I do like about it. And it's probably one of my favorite games, if not my favorite game. The fishing situation in this playthrough is not exactly ideal. I sit on a toilet, I use the fletch catcher, I use all the fishing buffs I can get. I drink ale, because that also gives fishing buffs for some reason. I don't know why Tipsy gives fishing buffs, but it does. Oh, I was too late on that one. I was looking elsewhere. Okay, I've already caught up the armored cave fish supply, but I might as well keep going. I can just do fishing in other biomes later. And then I want the adamantite. I want as much adamantite as I can get, actually. Because on top of the lizard power cell recipe from the 3DS version, I also want just to have some. Particularly for making other pieces of, I guess just the forbidden armor. There's a piece of forbidden armor I want to craft, which I need ore for. Shouldn't take long. I don't like how my mic picks up like quieter noises, like my chair and sometimes me like swallowing. Also my hip just cracked a little bit. That was my neck. It's so weird that it's picking it up. It feels weird. Oh, I still have some stuff I don't need. Random queen bee drops. What, I'm trying to think. I don't think the witch doctor sells anything other than the vials of venom that are at all useful. Why are the my fishing luck is really good right now. It's got a lot of armored cave fish. I should probably change the playlist I'm listening to after this. I might actually give Plantera a shot. I need to remember what my armor set of choice was. Oh, and I need to get a new pair of wings. Or reforge these to warding. I'm not looking forward to either of those. Whoa. Did it just fire a bunch of times in a row? Was I seeing that right? Also, I guess I could cover my loadout while I'm sitting around. So I've got wings. Then the next thing I've got is an obsidian skull. And then I've got magiluminescence. Then I've got string, and then watches. And these are all of the crafted accessories I can use because I don't have a Tinkerer's Workshop to combine stuff, because I can't get it because I have too little max HP for the goblins to even show up. So I have all these menacing ones, and I also have a second set of warding ones, except for wings. I haven't gotten a second pair of post-mech wings. It's just not something I have bothered with. And I think I could probably just reforge my wings to warding. At least a whopping 4% damage on random enemies, which is negligible. Because I'd still have like plus 20% from the rest. It is the loadout for this playthrough. The only thing that'll change is the armor. Well, that was a really successful fishing trip. And now I'm gonna go mining. Actually haven't dug around much below here, so I might as well go down here. Actually, I'll take the underworld rail. Whee! The mechanical cart is so nice. I have actual speed. I can get around the world fast. Also, I'm noticing that my game feels a lot smoother than normal right now. I don't know what I changed, if I changed anything at all. But, sometimes it feels really stuttery for no apparent reason. Where's the worm? There it is. There is no longer a worm. First vein of adamantite. I'm gonna turn off the map so I can actually see what I'm doing. Oh, that's Crimtane. I thought there was one block of adamantite. That would have been really funny. Also, I have mined across most of the deep layer down here because I was looking for meteorite pre-brain. It can sometimes spawn in these chests at this level. And I did actually find some and got a mythical space gun first try with it, but didn't use it until post-brain anyway because it was kind of useless without meteorite armor. Which is fine, I guess, but... eh. Ooh. This is one of the several corruption barriers I've built. I'll go in here. I'm gonna attack in front of me while I'm in here. Because I do not have holy protection active right now. I don't know if it's on cooldown. I'm gonna move my mic. I hope that wasn't too loud. I moved it downward a little bit because it was kind of blocking the bottom right corner of my screen. Oh, hi. Okay. I got and then immediately used holy protection on that bat. Better than dying. That guy's gonna be in here any second now. just scratched the back of my head with my mouse in my hand, so the sensor picked up on one of my hairs and flipped out. Also, a random thing. When I eventually do no crafting legendary mode, I'm going to, instead of just playing normally, I'm going to see how min-maxed I can get at each stage. Just for fun. See how strong I can get. This will involve doing Tier 3 Old One's Army, but there's a pretty easy strategy plan for that. I'm going to use Red Riding Armor with explosive traps, which will just mulch everything on the ground. Literally, enemies won't stand a chance. So then it's literally just killing Betsy, who has a pretty simple attack cycle, and I can fight her with Empress weapons, because I can fight the Empress of Light with, like, whatever. As long as it does real damage, I can fight the Empress with it. And even if it doesn't, I can still, like, put up a fight. I'll just run out of time. Or, like, get tired and die. This is one of my many attempts at making a soul farm. Didn't really work out. I might as well grab the Souls of Light. Oh, whatever. And this is the... I could have, and probably should have, just gone down and then around. Ooh, there's Deathweed. I should grab this while it's here. So yeah, like one of the late game builds for no crafting legendary mode will be like Aerial Bane with full Red Riding Armor. And then one of the accessories will be the Sun and Moonstone. I'll just swap them depending on time of day, which I can check with I think you can find like grandfather clocks in the underworld, and that will be my sole way of telling time. Alternately, I can just swap them and see when my defense goes up. Soaring Insignia with whatever wings. What else? Can you get a quiver? Can get many quivers, but emblems are better. I don't know. I'll be able to figure it out in the moment. One of the things will be an Old One's Army accessory, which give 10% summon damage and a sentry slot, which is important because they'll be actually using sentries for real. So the sentry slot will be genuinely useful. Probably go all warding reforges in that run, because warding is very strong. Did I replant the seeds? I probably didn't. I'm not paying a ton of attention to exactly what I'm doing. It doesn't matter, I have a huge stockpile anyway. I have a whopping 2 adamantite ore in here. And now I have an extra couple dozen bars. I can make any piece of the Forbidden Armor set. You know, this is not a bad, like, defensive summoner armor piece. Maybe I should consider doing, like, a defense summoner setup. So how does the spider armor set look for stats? Oh, I just unplugged my headphones. Thankfully, my headphones are, like, there's a USB part and then a headphone jack part, and I only unplugged the headphone jack part. I'm changing how I'm sitting, so my chair is going to make a bunch of noise. Okay. Terraria has a known bug where if you disconnect your headphones, it can sometimes crash the game. But because my headphones are still plugged in through USB, it didn't think they got unplugged, so it didn't crash. Alright, 5 defense and 7 defense. So the spider leggings, if anything, will probably be the thing there. But I think more importantly would be turtle armor, which I believe I have somewhere. Do I have a crafted set of turtle armor? I have chlorophyte greaves. So it's either forbidden or frost breastplate, but depending on which class I'm playing. I might as well shimmer these. Oh, I can also shimmer the chlorophyte hammer. Because I don't need that anymore. Oh, I also have some extra... What the heck? I have hundreds of chlorophyte ore. I did not realize that. Well, I have a stockpile now. And also you can shimmer chlorophyte into adamantite. Why didn't I think of that? Oh, well, too late. I could have been way more efficient about that. Well, I can have my full set of turtle armor crafted and ready to go. So this would be melee, which I'm not even running. This would actually just be to be able to tank a hit from Plantera's face, which is pointless. Actually, I can spec out the build over here, and I'm just gonna swap this warding watch in here to simulate the defense. So I'd have 90 defense with full turtle, 83 with this, or 75 with this. And this gives me a minion slot, so that's some damage. I'm just trying to see if there's a way to make a viable summon loadout for this. Which I don't think there is. Because if I swap in Spider Greaves, which gives me a third minion slot, which is what I want for spiders, I'd have 65 defense plus 8 from Iron Skin and 3 from food. It'd be 77 defense. Which would mean the highest roll the Thorns will do is 115 minus 77, which I can't do off the top of my head. I'll just pull out a calculator. 115 minus 77 times 0.9 would be a third of my max health. I would die in at most 3 hits to Thorns. And doing this, I would gain several hits, where it's 115 minus 94. Where now the max roll is 20, and I can take 6 hits in a row. And also the previous one would be 4 hits in a row, not 3, because I'll have 120 max HP from Life Force. Well, anyway. I think this is the armor set, but I could also, this is practically the same. I'll have 1 more defense than this. But I could also put on the adamantite mask for better damage. Okay, actually, I fell in. I should put on my main loadout. If I remember how to play the game, I have to find the right button for it. I'm gonna set my spawn here. And then I'm gonna quickly open up my journey mode character. I'm using journey mode for everything that isn't in the playthrough to help keep things separate. Okay, so here I was running Pallid Helmet, Frost Breastplate, and Adamantite Leggings. 76 defense. So I've got... And then I had Chlorophyte Greaves somewhere. Which I crafted because, they're only 4 defense less for an 8% crit chance increase, which is pretty big. 67. Hold on. 78 defense. Is that enough? It does mean the max roll on thorns would be like 40. So this is kind of pushing it defensively. The best damage for defense trade I can do, I think, is the legs. So I think I'll put those there. And I wish I could just grab more hallowed bars, but I don't have the luxury of being able to do that. And then so the plan is to use the chlorophyte shot bow with ichor arrows, which I should craft some of. Ichor arrows are pretty good. I'm going to craft a lot of them. It's plenty. Chlorophyte shot bow with ichor arrows for phase 1 and a lot of phase 2. And then I will switch to the Mega Shark with high velocity bullets once I enter the tunnel, because that will let me consistently damage the boss. And I don't need to care about the reflected projectiles anymore at that point. I guess for the time being, just to see how my build stats are. I'm gonna use Shimmer to swap my pallet armor out. And I'm going to put this in the old stuff chest. Actually, no, I'm just going to shimmer it. I have a pretty nice amount of defense with all warding with this armor. I can increase it a bit with that. And then I can increase it more with a turtle helmet. So I should really have that on hand as well in case I feel like it's needed. Or really... Hold on. How much defense does a chlorophyte mask give? 20. That's not great, actually. Wait, this is 13%, or 13 damage. Damage, 13 defense. So this is a... I'm trading 8% crit chance for 4 defense. Is that worth it? That's the exact same trade as the legs. And then I think swapping the turtle helmet isn't worth it in this case then. I am making a cursed hybrid armor set. Okay, how's the frost helmet? What does it do? And it's literally chlorophyte helmet, but worse. Okay, what can I do for legs? These are 12 defense, these are 13 defense. These are 7 crit chance, these are 8 crit chance. So they're just a small upgrade. I guess I can make a chlorophyte partisan. There's a random weapon capable of going through walls. I guess that would be useful. I might as well. I don't really have a reason not to. Chlorophyte is abundant. Hurtful. Demonic. Cool. That's the best modifier. That was quick. Use that to attack through walls. I'm trying to think of any other armor pieces that would be worthwhile. Are there any like weird outliers when it comes to... Not really. Sorry, if I had more hallowed bars, I'd keep this, but I guess I'll take the more defense for damage trade so that I can have my two builds coexist. Craft the summoner helmet again. This isn't the right whatever. Now, should I try to kill the destroyer just to kill the destroyer? Is that worth the time? What's my best destroyer killer? I could probably use the chlorophyte shot bow with hellfire arrows, which I have a stockpile of. Because that would, the arrows would hopefully spread out enough by the time they reach the boss. Where'd they go? They're in the old stuff chest. They are. I'm gonna try to kill a destroyer. Why not? I'll probably die. The twin summons will help a lot, though, because they'll deal with the things. Then I'm gonna use, like, endurance. I'm not even gonna use life force, because it doesn't matter that much. Iron skin is really important, and regen is important. And featherfall. And is there another... Is there another important... Calming. I ran out of damselfish. That's something I need to fish for. It's a good reminder. And what time is it? 1:37 p.m. in-game. I'm going to be on my way to the arena. I'm checking what alarm I set. I'm going to restart it, and then after this destroyer fight, I'm going to take a short break. Whee! It's amusing being able to actually go fast in this playthrough. Pre-hard mode was such a slog because I had to like walk everywhere, and walking everywhere I had to constantly fight enemies, and my weapons were Blade of Grass and Tendon Bow, and I got really good at using those weapons, but it took forever. My chair is so loud. I've been thinking about getting a new chair. Because this one's like, the dimensions aren't quite right for me. The seat is a little bit too deep. So I can't like have my butt at the back of it while also having my knees far enough over it that my legs are like, that my shins are perpendicular to the ground. So I end up sitting like a creature half the time, which is my norm anyway. Alright. I'm hoping the chlorophyte shot bow does the trick. If it doesn't, I'm kind of fucked because I didn't bring any other weapons. I suppose, thinking about it. It's a pretty freaking good weapon, and I'm fighting such a big target that it should always be able to hit everything. That said, I should have whips. Ready. And then how's my defense? Hold on. I'm gonna just yoink some stuff. I need this defense, actually. I need the defense. I'll die to the lasers too much otherwise. Holy protection is meaningless. Because there are so many lasers. I'm only gonna get hit occasionally if I'm playing well anyway. Where is it? There it is. Ow. That was terrible. I did a terrible job of that. I immediately ran into a prob. A prob. Hello. I just made a very bad attempt at killing the destroyer for extra hallowed bars. Yeah, that went about as badly as it can possibly go. I died instantly. Okay, whatever. I'm gonna put my build back together. The range stuff goes in here. Armor goes in here. Hi, cat. My cat says hi. I don't know if you heard him. Okay, well I'm gonna put the items back. How's the Plantera bulb situation looking? There's one here like before. And there's one here. That's still it for over there. I should really craft some mud blocks to bring over. I'll just craft a completely absurd amount. Where... There. And this is so that mud blocks I pick up are separate from the ones I crafted, just for the sake of trying to stick to the run. I'll pet my cat. He's just a little guy. He just woke up from a nap, so he's sleepy. Okay, I'm gonna cut this off at 3,000. And then I just remembered that I was gonna go take a short break. So I'm gonna go to the mob farm. I gotta put this somewhere. Keep my inventory organized. Okay. Where's the button? Taking a break. And now I mute. Okay, I'm back. Oh, I should... There. Wow. I wasn't even gone for that long. That's a lot of platinum. A lot of money. Yeah, I've got my desk at standing height now. I'm gonna hopefully finish the stream here. I'm gonna go back to the Plantera arena and finish off building the things. I'm taking my time with it because I probably already said this, but I'm expecting to have to do a lot of Plantera attempts. And I want to have a lot of bulbs to work with, and I need to build a huge, like, Plantera bulb garden for that. And actually have it grow. So I guess I'll, like, fish for damselfish after placing some more mud. And then end the stream after that. Feels so weird to be standing and also doing something on a computer. Holy crap, that's a lot of enemies. That's why I brought this thing! Oh my god, I'm so glad I crafted this! This was probably the single best thing I've crafted since I got chlorophyte. Oh, there's a moth up there. I should probably kill it. I might be able to get a second pair of post-mech wings and not have to reforge. I can get close to it with the calorific resin. Hey! I can actually make a pair of wings. Okay, so that's how I'll end the stream instead of, that's how I'll end the stream instead of, trying to fish. An advantage of not lighting up the Plantera bulb farm is that, if there ever is a Plantera bulb, it will illuminate itself and make it very clear that it's there. I'm not gonna deal with that water. You know what would be a very scary and interesting Terraria mod? Giving enemies pathfinding. Might as well take this chlorophyte. Maybe I could use chlorophyte arrows for something at some point. Oh, there's a lot of water in here. I should just not let it through. It would be a complete mess. I don't know if Plantera bulbs can generate underwater. this where I killed that queen bee? It is. I got lucky with these two layers. They fit perfectly between the ones above and below them. I've gone mostly silent. I'm just doing the thing at this point. I've completely run out of things to say. Also, a minute ago when I was checking that YouTube video, like, I think I did a decent job of the thumbnail, but because my channel is pretty much entirely built around Terraria right now, the video's doing terribly. It happens. It's completely normal. And to be honest, in terms of video, like, editing quality, that's like a 2 out of 10. I can definitely make something much better. And that's kind of part of why I made that video, is just to, like, try to see if I can find a better... Well, like, it's kind of like drawing, where sometimes drawing something, like, something else will help you figure out what you're going to do with your, like, actual idea you wanted to draw. I don't know, I phrased that very poorly. Let me try to reword that so it's more cohesive. Like, it was kind of a warm-up but on like a much longer time scale. Or now that I've done it for the first time, I have a better idea of what a Nova Drift video by me might look like. I could kill another queen bee if I want. I don't think I'd bother though. I would gain basically nothing from it. There's that bulb over there still. I thought it was a new one. I hope there'll be a new one soon, so my efforts actually feel like they're worthwhile. It's a good idea for me to leave the edges of nearby caves, both so that enemies from the caves don't make it into here, and so that the grass grows faster because it'll be growing from both sides. And then for this, I want to stay far enough away from the lava that the grass can spread around it. Because lava will destroy grass it's touching, turn it to dirt or mud. Make you... It feels like I see chat messages every so often, but I don't. It's throwing me off. I desummoned the last twins because they're a projectile minion, which means they have a very small chance of actually hitting that larva that's inevitably somewhere inside of that. And I would rather not get eaten by Queen Bee in this random corner. so working around it. And I'm in an area with a lot of walls, so spiders are pretty effective here anyway. Okay, I'm tired. There we go. I did replant the deathweed. I didn't remember that I did it though. It's weird that I remembered that I didn't remember. Or remembered that I thought I didn't remember. I'm standing pretty far away from my mic right now. Get back into position. So yeah, I'm gonna go shimmer reforge those wings if I have the what's it called? If I have the Souls of Flight. Just like with sitting down, I can't stand like a normal person. I'm always like lifting one leg up or putting all of my weight on one foot. And like I can't just like stand like an NPC. Okay, I do have the souls. Okay, now shimmer reforge these and then that's it for today. Ah. Oh, I got it, actually. Gotta shimmer it to shimmer reforge it. I should have thrown a platinum coin into the shimmer for extra luck. It doesn't actually matter that much because I'm probably gonna be here for a while anyway. But it would be nice. I wish Quick was a useful reforge. It would be nice for movement speed to be more useful. I know Calamity mod makes it better, but eh. It's modded. Okay, I'm gonna grab... It's guarding, it's close. Now that I think about it, I don't have any other weapons that attack through walls aside from the Chlorophyte Partisan. So it's actually a valuable item. That's rare. Lucky, that's not the right reforge. The right tier of reforge. Arcane. Arcane is another one of those reforges that I wish was actually kind of useful. But generally it's pretty useless. I think you might be able to get away with using Arcane to like speed kill Empress of Light with the Nebula Arcanum without stacking projectiles beforehand, but that's a really, really specific use case. Shimmer makes such entertaining noises. I guess I can zoom in for this part. Warding. Okay, there we go. And I can keep the oldlings as they can go on this, I put them in the old stuff chest. They can go here. Cool. This is the most scuffed looking build ever. Fantastic. I love it. I love how cursed it is. Anyway, I'm gonna go now, so see ya.